Dear students, welcome back. Today in this video, I'll be telling you about the Battle of Mulan. This story, that is Battle of Mulan, throws light on how a young girl enters into the army of soldiers and fights against the foreigners who had invaded their country. She fights for 12 years and nobody gets to know that this is actually a girl. So we'll see how this girl enters into the army, how she becomes the part of the army, and how she fights for her nation. This is a Chinese story and it deals with the 5th century of the Common Era in northern China. China had been attacked by foreigners. And these barbarous people lived in tents and herd horses. They knew nothing of Chinese art and learning. They came to China to destroy it. And so the king of China passed an order that he wanted every Chinese person to be armed and to be ready to fight for the nation. So he ordered his messengers to reach out to every village and town to order that every family must send at least one man to fight the Tartars, that were the foreigners who had invaded China. So in a village there was a girl who was also a weaver. The name of the girl was Mulan. She had no mother, no brother or sister. She lived with her old father. She weaved and lived a lonely life. So the messengers went in, villages and towns and made announcements that every man must join the army, or he or his family would be punished. So there were the names of the family members who were supposed to go and join the battle. When Mulan came to know that his father's name was there in the scroll, she said that I have no brother and my father is so weak and old. Why can't the king spare her father? She decided to train herself. She decided how to learn to ride a horse. She started dressing like a man and she decided that she would take her father's place in the king's army. And she said that I would lead the cavalry and ride like the wind. She collected the things she required and then trained herself. After a long journey, Mulan reached the army camp at the Yellow River, Huanghe. No one recognized her as a woman, and at dawn, they left the Huanghe. They reached Black Mountain, that is in Yan, and it was dusk. The Chinese fought the Tartars. Mulan rose up the ranks quickly until she headed her own company of soldiers. And everybody was very happy with her performance because she was a great warrior. Mulan became a general and she spoke to her men with confidence, and nobody could guess that she was actually a woman. One day, while the war was going on, the emperor's nephew was in danger and Mulan rushed to save him. The person, that is the nephew, said, "Thank you for saving my life." The emperor's nephew was hurt badly. So Mulan took him to the tent and tried to give him proper treatment. But while treating the emperor's nephew, she started crying. So the nephew laughed and said, "You fight like a tiger but weep like a maiden?" And then Mulan said that I am actually a maiden. So the nephew said that he would keep it as a secret. After the war was over, Mulan stepped out to greet her fellow soldiers as they celebrated their hard-earned victory over the Tartars. Mulan declared that she was actually a maiden. And the other warriors, the other soldiers were really surprised because they never got to know that she was a maiden and they had been fighting the war for around 12 years. The officer, who was the emperor's nephew, married Mulan, and they lived happily ever after. So one must remember that a woman holds up half the sky above us. Hope you enjoyed the story. See you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.